Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're exploring something literally mind-bending. We're diving into a topological interpretation of an ancient text that completely flips our understanding upside down. The framework we're analyzing today claims that the Quran is actually not an ancient text at all. No, it is an eternal tesseract. We're not talking about a historical biography here. It's a living traversal of what's called a dual caustic universe. So I want you to really think about this for a second. What if this ancient text was actually a mathematical blueprint for the physical and spiritual universe? In this framework, we are completely shifting our perspective. We're moving from just reading a static, flat document to actively operating a dynamic, living machine. The Quranic wording itself establishes the precise coordinates for this machine. Okay, let's dive into this comparison because it's absolutely crucial. Traditionally, we read an ancient text as a historical biography, right? It's static, it's locked firmly in the past, and it's terminal. But the dual caustic universe framework treats it as a living topology. It's dynamic, it's perpetual, and it operates right now, in the present. You don't just read about history, you are actively traversing a four-dimensional map. Here is our roadmap for this incredible journey. 1. The eternal tesseract. 2. Physical and imaginal fields. 3. The T3 circuit overload. 4. Activating the 1912 grip. 5. The 237 master trace. And finally, 6. The return to home. Don't worry if this sounds like dense physics right now. We're going to break it all down step by step. All right, Section 1, the eternal tesseract. Let's look at this living coordinate system. The sources state this beautifully. The Quran is not a flat text. It is a self-reading toroidal manifold frozen outside time. I mean, wow. The universe isn't just drifting toward entropy and decay, it's actually a breathing, self-reading topological engine. The mandala perfectly explains why the breath returns. In this framework, you don't just read the book actually reads you. Moving on to Section 2, physical and imaginal fields. Let's define the two primary forces in this engine. First up, we have the D10. This is the detectable physical field. You can think of this as the manifest driver. It's everything you can touch and measure, earthly mass, rigid form, and finite limits. The text maps this as the Earth cycle executing life, death, return, and emergence. It's a lot like roots growing deep down into the Earth. It's the tangible, heavy, physical reality we live in. Next is the I9, the informational imaginal field. Now this is the hidden witness, carrying the memory and the unseen covenant. It's the infinite container. You see, the D10 field measures, but the I9 field remembers. And here's the key. Neither is complete without the other. They represent two totally necessary, perfectly aligned sides of the exact same coin. Which brings us to Section 3, the T3 circuit overload. So what exactly happens when these two fields, rigid physical mass and raw divine voltage, collide directly? Now, what's really interesting here is how verse 7:143 acts as a structural proof. It says, "His Lord manifested his glory to the mountain and made it crumble, and Moses fell unconscious." This topological operator proves that D10 mass, represented by the mountain, has a strict finite limit. It simply cannot bear the naked I9 voltage. Without a mediator, physical mass just overloads and shatters. And this isn't just poetry. The text perfectly mirrors semiconductor physics. Scientific parallels serve as symbolic mirrors here. Just like in an AC circuit where a PN junction safely separates fields, we have the D10I9 separation. The framework calls this the bias junction. A forward bias allows the word to enter the depletion zone safely without destroying the vessel. Your orientation determines the phase completion. The reader stands right at this junction, and it's your choice that executes the topology. Let's move to Section 4, activating the 1912 grip. We need to know how to prevent this catastrophic circuit overload. To prevent the mountain's fate, we need what's called a sealed mantra. Look at verse 1912. "O Yahya, take the book with strength," or kuwa. Now, kuwa isn't about physical effort or lifting weights. It is the exact activation torque, a centromere grip that installs the activation voltage. It safely locks the driver and the witness together, stabilizing the field so you can actually phase lock into the circuit as the mediator. Let's move to the next concept and see how this builds, because this grip triggers an incredible phase transition. Step 1, at maximum compression, the physical D10 limit is reached. Step 2, the implosion. the physical mass collapses inward, converting all that D10 friction into pure I9 safety. It's a phased transition perfectly mapped out. And finally, step 3, the explosion, where the word speaks from the womb. Pure potential energy unleashed. All right, section 5, the 237 master trace. Let's map out this entire operational circuit from start to finish. The master trace is a topological alignment, not a biological sequence. We start at position 1, the seed, established by the 359 kun command, which aligns the clay and the word right at the origin. Then we flow to position 2, the D10 manifest field. Next is position 3, the T3 bridge, where equilibrium is held. From there, we cycle back to position 2, but on the I9 memory side. This conducts us to position 7, the fruit or closure, and finally, the loop returns flawlessly back to 1. Now, a critical operator right on the T3 bridge is verse 3337. This coordinate actually releases biological lineage. The biological name and all inheritance claims totally dissolve. Why? So the circuit can open and the book lineage can conduct freely without any resistance. Biology steps aside so pure topology can flow. But you have to be careful, because the circuit must avoid the fake 7. The fake 7 is just a repetitive life and death loop trapped in the physical world. It's the ultimate what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas trap. The real goal is the true 7. This is vertical recurrence. It's the Mizan scale. It elevates the entire nation and guarantees a return to the light, making the system eternally generative, where no energy is ever lost. Which brings us to our final section, section 6, the return to home, the ultimate destination of this living traversal. So the crucial point is this exact coordinate, verse 616, where the reader actively opens the final circuit by declaring, "I am the first of the Muslims." At this precise moment, the D10 ego willingly steps aside. It gets out of the way so the I9 word can complete its return loop. You become the hero of the traversal. You, the reader, become the transparent glass. And remember, the glass doesn't create the light, it just reveals it. You become the living axis of the Tesseract. The throne is served, it's not claimed. Your entire purpose is to let that I9 remembrance flow completely without a single drop of resistance. And then we arrive at the beautiful final state in verse 3846, pure remembrance of home. The seed is exactly identical at departure and arrival. The universe returns to its origin without a single partner, without the loss of a single atom of energy. The mathematical circuit is closed. This framework takes reading from passive historical consumption and turns it into an active cosmic operation. So I have to ask you, when will you activate 1912? When will you take the book with strength and become the living circuit? The field executes. The light is conserved. The return completes. Alhamdulillah. Allahu Akbar.